So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on from where you are tuning in today. So my name is Janne Kilpelän, and I look after Haltian's sales and marketing. So you can expect certain level of technical details in this presentation. Not too many, not going too deep in technical stuff, but more focusing on the business side of things. I'm actually speaking now from Oulu in Finland, and that's where our headquarters is as well. So today I'll be talking about the smart facilities and smart washrooms and what kind of data is available, how to collect it, and how to apply it in related use cases. I believe the way we use facilities and office spaces have changed quite a lot in the last few months, and who knows if that change is something permanent going forward as well. And this has put facility owners as well as service providers and users to have a new look on technology as well, and how it can possibly help with the new norm, so to speak. But I believe also that when there are these kind of like major changes like this happening in the business environment, it also opens opportunities for those who are willing to look for them and be among the first movers to take advantage of the technologies available. And these kind of events, fortunate or unfortunate, help companies to transform their businesses into new areas, keep up with the competition, and even gain competitive advantage. So let me switch off my camera and moving on. So just a little bit about Haltian and where do we come from, just to give you the frame and background a little bit, in case you don't know already what we do. So we've been doing IoT for a while now, already since 2013. 2012 we were set up, and pretty soon after we started doing IoT as well. We're based in Finland. We have offices also in UK, Germany, and now the latest addition is Singapore. We have been partners with Wirepas quite a while already, and just was asking background as well, since I'm fairly new with Haltian, but we've already about 4 or 5 years we've been using Wirepas since the versions 3 dot something, and it really is a beautiful piece of technology that has given in many cases a kind of like a competitive advantage for us when offering our solution to our customers. And I'll have an overview of our solution in the coming slides as well. And also, as you can see in the below slide, over the years we've won some awards, but one of them which we are really proud of is being able to design and manufacture all the IoT sensors and the whole solution in Finland, and hence the design from Finland logo as well. And also we are super proud on having achieved the IoT competence status with AWS and its partner network, which is not that easy task to achieve altogether. So what's Thingsee IoT Solutions Suite? So just to summarize, our focus at Haltian is to make IoT data collection as easy as possible. And we do that using these Wirepas connected battery-powered sensors, which again connect to gateways having inbuilt cellular connectivity or LAN connectivity out of box, so they work anywhere, everywhere in the world, straight out of box. And then the fourth element is the cloud solution to manage the device's life cycle. We are solution agnostic or software agnostic in a sense that it's very common that we integrate with our customers' IoT platforms and applications, whether those are desktop, cloud-based or mobile applications altogether. So smart cities, smart buildings, and smart facilities. How do all these connect? As you know, the smart buildings have been around for a while now already, and many buildings already have these intelligent building management systems implemented that collect data to control mechanical as well as electrical equipment such as ventilation, lighting, power systems, fire systems, security systems, and so on. So how can we add even more smartness to make a even more smarter building? And I think this brings us to one of the most important features of IoT solutions in these smart buildings and facilities today, and that's being able to retrofit pretty much any existing building in a cost-effective way with these wireless battery-powered sensors directly into the building. Many BMS solutions, building management solutions or systems, are implemented at the time of construction. So it might be difficult to even think about making massive scale rebuilding or changing all equipment to new or smarter ones to get these kind of like building data. And that's where these retrofittable IoT solutions are really good way, excellent way to start getting IoT benefits or sensor data benefits fast without any large investments. Adding these retrofittable sensor solutions into an already existing buildings create opportunities for new layers of applications. And these solutions and services can be tenant or space or floor specific and can be easily applied by making the data available for any third-party solution providers, such as workplace management softwares or any smart washroom solutions, what we are talking about today as well. And the beauty of these sensor data or IoT is that it makes these retrofittable building data available and accessible for intelligent applications. And there are hundreds or thousands of these application developers available who can create solutions for the buildings. So, for example, when you are a tenant in a building, you are not locked in with the available BMS solution in that particular specific building only.
Yeah, I think that just Janne, sorry to stop you here. I think that what you mentioned is the retrofit. So I think that's a very key thing in any of the smart spaces, that pretty much all the buildings are already out there. So there is compared to the new builds, the existing assets are huge. So it's important to have solutions which are easy to retrofit to the existing smart places.
Spot on. So adding these kind of like smart solutions to facilities such as offices, schools, and public places, it's kind of like known to increase the overall well-being and productivity and as well as visitor satisfaction. So giving an impression, for example, for your clients visiting the offices. But then also from the productivity point of view, we all know in Finland, for example, that the indoor air quality has a huge impact on the number of sick leaves as well, for example. So with these kind of like smart solutions, you can make these facility management flow efficient with, for example, optimized cleaning, data-based heating, and data-based air conditioning as well. So the data you collect allows you to create, for example, intelligent profiles that you use energy only when required. And these IoT solutions in these smart facilities or offices usually mean, for example, occupancy data collection for visitor and space usage monitoring. So you can monitor spaces like and assets like meeting rooms and workstations, hot desks and equipment altogether. But then also environment monitoring, so temperature, air quality, and humidity, for example. So cleaning is pretty much labor intensive nowadays. There are some robots available as well, but not in large scales today. But it's also characterized by kind of like a time-consuming distances between the cleaning areas, and there's a lot of unpredictable need for supplies and maintenance. So optimizing these cleaning processes and improving the operating efficiency, these are kind of like a constant challenges for any facility management team. What we've done is that together with our customers, we've developed solutions and sensors to kind of like provide the real-time information to optimize cleaning operations. And the key thing is also that while the workload of these cleaning people and cleaning personnel is optimized, the time spent on actual cleaning chores is increased for better customer satisfaction. So when you identify these high traffic, high use areas, you can focus on cleaning those and not spend time on walking to the furthest away spaces or washrooms just to check if everything.
Yeah, I think the very practical example is like an airport. So when there's a gate change, so there's 200 people actually moving in a very different place, and then in a cleaning personnel, those distances are in kilometers.
That's very true. Yeah. So it's also quite frustrating for the cleaning people themselves if they need to walk, the furthest gate in the airport just to check if everything's all right and nothing has changed since the last time they visited. So as we know that today we are kind of like in a constant fight with viruses and bacteria, and viruses and bacteria, these can be slowed down with good hygiene. For example, ensuring the sufficient supplies for hand hygiene is important at all times. So you don't want to run out of soap, for example, in these public places. You need to make sure that you have soap available at all times. So our solution is based on these smart sensors placed in washrooms to measure the consumption of these supplies and dispensers, and as well as counting the facility usage with people counters. Cleaners have applications. Some of the applications are done by us, but we are again kind of like agnostic in a sense that some of our customers have their own applications, and there are a lot of application providers that we work with. So these applications then inform the cleaners about the cleaning requirements and helping them to optimize the cleaning route, as well as the requirement to refill the dispensers with the right amount of supplies. So as a result, the customers have enough supplies to maintain the good hygiene. Washroom supplies are optimized in warehouses, and the cleaning activities are directed in these high traffic areas. And this evidence-based cleaning is becoming a requirement in pretty much all the public facilities. So any facility manager managing the public facilities today, they have pretty much one question in mind, that how to ensure that the people visiting these facilities are safe. How do you make sure that the spaces are free from bacteria and viruses, and people don't need to be scared on visiting these places? And in high traffic places like hospital, there's a high priority for infection control, good hygiene level, as well as customer satisfaction. And these smart washroom solutions can help to improve the facility infection control, as well as to reduce the bacteria transmission. And high hygiene level is also a prerequisite for many healthcare customers, but also people, personal as well. By offering kind of like a hand hygiene dispensers, soap dispensers, and towel dispensers, together we can kind of like address the infection control for healthcare customers as well as personnel. Patient satisfaction surveys often have an impact on ratings and even institutional funding for these publicly funded hospitals or healthcare places. And these inpatient stays, hygiene needs must be met through a kind of like a clean and fully stocked restrooms. And these kind of like solutions available, they allow the information to be sent and received in real time, kind of like offering an overall view of the facility and environment 24/7 from anywhere. So this is kind of like the solution, or simplified look at the solution that we have implemented. So we measure the fill rates in the dispensers. We measure the number of people visiting the restrooms, and that information is combined then on the application, and the cleaners get notified, as well as then the back office people get the statistics as well to manage the cleaning.
Janne, are you planning to cover that, how you do it, this? So how you actually do this sensoring? Because I think that many people are interested to how you've been able to do this. So I think the need has been there, but how to make it efficiently.
Yep. Yeah, I'll cover the case as well. Or can you be more specific?
I think that like looking now these dispensers. So really like a cleaning personnel that they can just apply this battery operated sensor easily inside to start to do the measurement, and really I see now the sensors itself in the picture. So I think that's something that the people are very interested at how you've been solving these needs in the practice.
Yeah, so maybe this slide actually describes that a little bit more in detail. So pretty much everything is retrofittable. So when we do this with our customers, so the first thing is that we check with our customers that what kind of dispensers they are using, and we check the models they are using, and we look the best way to implement and set up the sensors inside the dispensers. And you can see on the lowest picture there's an example that where do you place the sensor inside the dispenser. Typically it's at the top inside the dispenser, measuring the distance between the top surface and then the paper towels or fabric towels.
Yeah, I think here the important thing for the people is that there is no redesign needed for the devices itself. There is a multiple type of dispensers, and this can be retrofitted. So of course the ideal place for the different models needs to be investigated, but after that it's super simple to do the installation for anything existing, and this is handled by the maintenance people, and not like many have built the IoT solutions where you need a trained personnel and maybe even an electrician to do the installation, which is making them laborsome and expensive.
Yeah. Many dispensers are made of different materials, so we look at the best ways to attach the sensor as well. So it might require just a double-sided tape, or it might require a kind of like a glue to be added and so forth. But we create these kind of like installation instructions together with the customer. So then it's pretty straightforward to do the actual physical installation of these sensors inside.
Yeah, and the people on the field, they don't need to understand anything from the wireless, so they just place this sensor and they connect to each other.
Yeah, that's very true. So that's pretty much the description itself. So the distance sensor are inside the dispensers. These presence sensors are placed on top of the doorways, so they are pointing downwards. So they calculate the number of people visiting the facilities. Cleaning staff then get alarms to their mobile app, as well as the route planning is in some of the cleaners' mobile apps as well, telling where to go, what's the kind of like a fill levels of these dispensers as well. And then the additional service requests can be done also from those applications. So there's a lot of variations what you can build on these applications based on.
Is it also right to say that that usually the customers have a one angle? So like they start with the dispensers, then they realize that it makes sense to count the people, and then even the facility owner can then, okay, now we can have these numbers from the smart washroom or this washroom area. Can we also count the people elsewhere? So isn't that also the kind of that when they start to see the value of the data, that the projects start to be growing?
Yeah, that's very true. Another example is then the looking at the air quality inside these washrooms, for example, or office environment altogether. So that's very true that it's quite easy then to start expanding these applications and use cases from one of the first practical use case.
Yeah, if you have done the right selection in the background, so the selecting the right platform, selecting the right connectivity, that you can start to expand. So we still see in the market that there is lots of vertically solutions where you have one solution to fix in the one thing. So you've been demonstrating that the extending your offering has been super straightforward.
Yeah. I have some examples later on as well on other use cases, and this is kind of like the benefits summarized as well. So typically for any facility you have three kinds of players involved. You have the cleaners, you have the facility owners, and then you have the kind of like a facility management company involved as well. So for cleaners, for example, they have more time to focus on the areas that actually require cleaning, and there is not that much unnecessary walking or unnecessarily work done. So we've noticed that it has a positive impact on the kind of like a cleaners' motivation as well to do the cleaning as well. And for facility owners, this kind of evidence-based or data-based cleaning is quite important as well, and it's one of the ways of getting this kind of like a KPIs as well for their facilities that they can then pass on to the service providers as well, so they can kind of like set SLA requirements for the service providers that they use for these facilities. And then also for the facility management companies as well, people who are managing the inventories and supply of these solutions or soaps and papers and towels and so forth. So you can optimize your kind of like a logistics in that sense as well. So no need to keep unnecessary inventory in your backend. So with Linstrom, we've done the smart washroom for quite a while. It's a quite traditional company, 170-year-old company in textile industry, providing tissues, towels, carpets, work clothing, and so forth for facility management. So they work a lot with cleaning companies as well as the facility owners altogether. So as a starting point, when we started working with them, they had an inventory of millions of towel rolls, but they didn't have any real-time view for those towel usage, and therefore they oftentimes had an excess inventory. to react for the demand that they weren't able to even kind of like predict. The end customers also often ended up with the restroom lacking, hand towels and tissues and so forth, which kind of like reduced the user experience for that facility, and eventually hurting the customer's bottom line as well. And Linstrom's service customers, so customers who actually did the cleaning. So typically you have this kind of like a time-based cleaning system. So you plan your routes on certain periods, for example, which often meant this excess time spent on walking, between the terminals in an airport, for example, and just doing the checkups, unnecessary checkups. But then also it was interesting to see that Linstrom saw that this kind of like a database cleaning is becoming a requirement from many of their customers, these facility owners.
Yeah, Janne, we have 3 minutes to go. We have received one question, which I think it would be kind of take there. So Daniel is asking that he would like to understand more technical details about the backend, for example, in the backend implementation. So do you have anything that describes the system level?
No, in this presentation, I don't have any other system description than in the beginning on the high level. And of course, you need to be aware of when asking technical questions from the sales and marketing guy like myself. So you might be getting any kinds of answer as well. But we have pretty much everything documented. For example, how you can access the sensor data from our backend. We have support pages that describe various options. And we are quite flexible working with solution providers as well who want to build their applications on top of the data.
The Haltian wiki pages are just phenomenal. So take a look on there, and I'm sure that you can also easily organize a meeting with the Haltian to understand a bit better the implementation on end-to-end solution.
Yeah. So knowing that the time is running short, so let me jump directly into these kind of a summary of the benefits as well. What Linstrom experienced from these their flowability service. So the follow-up study on the benefits that showed pretty much the kind of like a 30% decrease in the distance walked by the cleaning staff on a daily basis, and this led kind of like to a 17% increase in the activity spent on actual physical cleaning of these facilities. So you have more time to focus on places that otherwise would be left unclean. Also based on the surveys, the cleanliness of washroom spaces affect the choice of shopping venue, for example, and 66% of shoppers also recommend the mall to friends on this basis. Satisfied customers have been proven to increase the purchase value as well by 33% on their next visit. So this is a kind of like a great result for any of their customers as well.